Absolutely. So my whole Nehemiah plan is based on this part, Roland. It says, like in the prophet Nehemiah, right? We're coming back to the city, and we're going to divide the city into neighborhood economic development zones. Now, once these zones are in place, we're going to develop specific economic development strategies for these neighborhoods. In the past, we tried to do one strategy that would cover the entire city, and that does not work. It hasn't worked. So my plan is to develop economic development strategies based upon the neighborhoods that people live. Secondly, we're going to go out, once I'm mayor, we're going to go out and I'm going to raise $1 billion plus fund to come back to invest in Baltimore City to rebuild the 17,000 vacant properties that we have in Baltimore City. And we're going to do that by investing in neighborhoods and in the people in those neighborhoods. And our first level of focus and development there is to make sure that every neighborhood has a grocery store. That basic. We have so many neighborhoods in Baltimore City who are food deserts. The people have no place to go to get their food. So we're going to cover the basics, the bare requirements: food, shelter, and clothing. This fund will be a public-private fund, Roland. It won't come from the feds or from the state. I'm going to the public markets to raise this fund in New York, on Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and California. And we're going to use that money to rebuild our city. And we're going to rebuild our city using people who live in the city, using our children who are in our school system, who are studying to be carpenters, plumbers, electricians, solar technicians, even cybersecurity specialists. We're going to use these young people to help rebuild the city. And we're also going to use our local minority businesses, African-American-owned business, Latino-owned businesses. We're going to use the people in the city to rebuild it. And not only that, we're going to provide some financial engineering here. What I mean by that is developing programs that will make it possible for low-income and middle-income people to become homeowners. Because what we know in the city of Baltimore is that our home ownership among African Americans is on the decline. And we know, you and I know, that the cornerstone of wealth in America is your home and real estate. When I started my business 30 years ago in IT and energy, my first bit of capital was a second mortgage on my home. And so home ownership becomes critical, not only to building wealth in our community and stabilizing the job terrain, but it also stabilizes the neighborhoods. Because what we're seeing now is that our neighborhoods are deteriorating. And so this is my approach on how we're going to use, technology and finances to create 100,000 jobs in my first term as mayor.